Call this meeting to order. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baker?
Present.
Commissioner Bodek?
Here.
Commissioner Garrettson?
Here.
Commissioner Kowalski?
Here.
Commissioner Leone?
Present.
Commissioner Mirabella?
Present.
Commissioner Williams?
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Palmieri Mudet?
Here.
And Chairman Granados?
Here.
Chairman, let the record reflect 9 commissioners are in attendance for this evening's agenda-setting session.
Thank you very much. Clerk of the board, please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God to give for peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with His will, and to grant the light of His Spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk of the board, please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2023, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2023 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2023 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you very much. Prior to tonight's presentation, sadly, I must ask each one of you to join once again in a moment of silence. Just last meeting, we did a moment of silence for the shooting incident in Nashville, Tennessee on March 27th, where 6 people, including 3 children, were killed in the victims, a mother and 2 children that occurred in Linden. And here, we're our very next meeting, where I'm going to call for another moment of silence for yet another senseless shooting and recognize the victims who were gunned down by a 25-year-old bank employee in Kentucky Monday morning, and live streamed the attack and left 5 dead and 8 others injured, including an officer who was just 10 days on the job. The Kentucky shooting was the 146th mass shooting and 15th mass killing in 2023. As a country, we need to do more to support and reduce gun violence. This is simply not okay. At this time, I'd like to call upon a moment of silence for the victims. Thank you. So tonight we have a very special presentation going to the New Jersey Sharing Network and the NJ Sharing Network Foundation, a recognition of April 2023 as National Organ Donation Month throughout the County of Union. In addition, we will also be lighting up in recognition our county buildings blue and green to raise awareness for organ and tissue donation. The NJ Sharing Network is a nonprofit organization responsible for the recovery and placement of donated organs and tissue for those in need of a life-saving transplant. The organization is also part of the National Recovery System, which is in place for the 115,000 people on the national waiting list. They are committed to increasing the number of lives saved through an innovative transplant research, family support, public awareness, and education about the life-saving benefits of organ and tissue donation and transplants. The Sharing Network Foundation supports the work of NJ Sharing Network, the nonprofit organization responsible for the recovery and placement of donated organs and tissue for the nearly 4,000 New Jersey residents currently awaiting transplants. The foundation is committed to increasing the number of lives saved through the clinical advancement, family support, public awareness also. As we all know, organ donation is a critical issue that affects countless lives each year. It is a matter that requires our attention and support. and the Board of County Commissioners is proud to present a resolution today to these wonderful organizations for their hard work and dedication to our residents. We hope that this will inspire all of us to continue spreading the word about the importance of organ donation and encourage more individuals to become donors. Let us all work together to make a difference and save lives. At this time, I call upon Commissioner Mirabella and Commissioner Williams to join me as we call upon Amanda Thibault, Executive Director of the Sharing Network Foundation, for a resolution.
I'll hand it to you.
I don't need it. We'll wait till she comes, right, Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we already gave her advanced speech in recognition of her being here shortly. When Amanda does arrive, then we'll make sure that we address her and present the resolution alongside my fellow commissioners. So now, we can proceed to the business of tonight's meeting. At this time, I'll call upon County Clerk Rajapi.
Good evening, Commissioners. The County Clerk's Office has 3 resolutions for your consideration tonight.
Is there any questions from the Commissioner Board? Seeing none, thank you very much. From the Office of Union County Prosecutor, First Assistant Prosecutor James Tansey. Okay. Okay.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. We have 4 items on the agenda for tonight, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Oh, Commissioner Kowalski?
I just wanted to mention that we have, the prosecutor's office does wonderful work, and in this, on this agenda, we have several items where you're receiving grants, and just to acknowledge the cooperation between different levels of government and how the prosecutor's office is always seeking grants so that we can improve the work for our residents. And we've got the victim witness advocacy and the anti-violence against women and the gang, gun, and narcotics task forces. So these are all very important programs. So thanks to you and the prosecutor and the staff for continuing that work.
Thank you, Commissioner. We actually spend a lot of time searching out grants and applying for them for just that purpose. So thank you very much.
Any other questions from the Commissioner Board? Seeing none, thank you very much,
Thank you,
Assistant
Chair.
Prosecutor. Before we go on to Nicole, we're going to go back to the presentation and recognize the New Jersey Sharing Network and the NJ Sharing Network Foundation to come up to the front as I ask Commissioner Mirabella, Commissioner Williams to come forward also, please. All right, take 2.
Chairman said a lot of nice things about your organization. So come up here, please. No, you guys deserve a lot of credit for what you do. It's really amazing work. The Sharing Network in New Providence. Then Chair Williams and I had a chance to take a tour of the facility last year, and it was a little while before I had been up there, and I'm not sure you ever on the grounds, but maybe not inside. But always impressed with the work that you do and your staff does, saving lives and helping people. And I always love the walk coming up. I think it's in June. June 11th. So I'm going to hand this to my colleague. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, it'd be nice to get the word out a little bit. But that's always not only a fun event, and it raises the awareness of life-saving organizations like the Sharing Network, but it's a good time too. So hold on.
I just want to echo Commissioner Mirabella's comments. Thank you guys for all the good work you do. Become a donor if you can. It's very important. It really does save a number of lives, as you can see, in the thousands. So, Chairman, shall I pass the mic along? So if you want to say a few words.
Thank you, Commissioner, for having us today. My name is Amanda Tiembach. I'm the Executive Director of the Sharing Network Foundation, and I'm joined by my colleague Janet Brown, who's our Manager of Philanthropy. As Commissioner Mirabella pointed out, our 5K Celebration of Life is actually in its 13th year. It brings together over 10,000 participants at our headquarters in New Providence, and it's just a day to honor, to remember, and to give hope. We have hospital partners, community partners, members of the donation and transplant community come out just to honor loved ones, to pay gratitude for transplant recipients and their second chance at life, and to raise awareness about the importance of organ and tissue donor. One organ donor can save 8 lives through organ donation, and one tissue donor can enhance the lives of 75 others. So it's very important, a huge impact, and a very generous gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Chair.
So we're going to present this resolution to you. On behalf of the County Commissioner Board, we thank you, your organization, for all the great work you guys do in making sure you're saving so many different lives. I know Commissioner Mirabella, as we were in the back room, said he's a donor, and it's great for that, but it's so many other individuals who are donors, and hopefully we can continue to have more individuals sign up. So thank you for your leadership, thank you for your work, and in recognition, the county courthouse lights and in also county building will be blue-green in recognition of your organization. Thank you very much.
Special thank you. Thank you.
Now to the Board of Elections. Administrator Nicole Dorado.
Good morning, Chair. Evening, Chair, members of the board. The Election Board has one resolution for your consideration this evening.
Any questions, Commissioner Kowalski?
Yes. Could you explain a little bit, Administrator, what is happening with this particular resolution, and also if this relates to changes in how things will be in the next primary election?
Yes, and thank you for the question. So on a little background, there is currently legislation pending, which has been sponsored by the Assembly Speaker, which will require certain reporting requirements on election night, including the number of provisional ballots issued on election night. Typically, we don't have that information until the end of the day, the next day, after we have harvested them from the supply bags. The only way that we would be able to comply with this law is to issue the provisional ballot from the electronic poll book, have the provisional ballot marked on the Express Vote XL, and it's important to say marked because it is not voted, right? This is exactly the procedure that we follow in early voting. So the provisional ballot card is inserted into the voting machine, the voter marks it, it ejects the ballot card, the voter folds it, and then seals it in the provisional certificate envelope, just like they typically would, right? And then they complete the certificate envelope. So this is a procedural change that we are starting with in the primary in preparation for the legislation, which from what we're hearing is likely to take effect for the general election. So we're starting to train the poll workers now. So this resolution is to add additional monies to our contract with the vendor which supplies our virtual poll worker training program. We have 20 edit hours to the program built into our contract, but this big change in procedure is going to take more than 20 edit hours to update our virtual training program. I can't mandate poll workers to come. We're going to educate them through their assignment packets. We're going to encourage them, to use the training program. They will be aware, they will be made aware of the change, especially if they have to open the orange bag and they don't see any paper provisional ballots in there. We will have emergency paper provisional ballots in the event that the machine stops working for one reason or another. But that's what this resolution is, and in order to have the program ready for May 15th, which is when I would like the go-live date, we need to do the amendment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? See no one else, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Department of Administrative Services, Director Laura Scutari.
Good evening. The Department of Administrative Services has 2 resolutions on the agenda. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Commissioner Williams?
Thank you. For the benefit of the folks here tonight, can you just elaborate a little bit on number 2?
Sure. That's an annual resolution that's required by the state as we introduce the budget goes along with that. So we do it at this time every year. And it really just says that we're in compliance with the Equal Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance and hiring practices. So we follow all the rules for discrimination.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
No questions. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you very much, Director. Department of Economic Development, Deputy County Manager Amy Wagner.
Good evening, Commissioners. The Department of Economic Development has 4 resolutions for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Commissioner Baker?
Thank you, Chair. I would like for you to, Director Wagner, I'd like for you to explain a little bit about number 3, resolution number 3, which is reflecting a reduction in requested funds. Could you explain that a bit?
Absolutely. Yes, this is a resolution that's required for a shared service grant that we're applying for some dispatch, 2 towns coming over for dispatch, and it was a typo in the original reso. It should have reflected the $373,000, not the $400,000, and we caught it before the application went in, so we're just remedying that.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Deputy County Manager. Director Graziano from Department of Engineering, Public Works and Facilities Management.
Good evening, Chairman. Good evening, Commissioners. I have 2 resolutions on tonight for your consideration, and I'll try and answer any questions you have.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Director.
Chairman.
Department of Finance, Director B.B. Taylor.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the Board. The Department of Finance has 2 resolutions for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Seeing none, thank you very much, Director. Department of Human Services, Assistant Director Dinsmore.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the Board. The Department of Human Services has 4 resolutions on the agenda this evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Commissioner Baker?
Yes. Okay. Excuse me. Could you kindly explain? Okay, there we go. Resolution number 4, that involves the addition of administrative staffing for the Center for Family Guidance. Could you kind of elaborate on the need or the reason why?
Certainly. This resolution is an amending resolution. We had an unforeseen change this year with regard to the need for additional administrative staffing at the Cornerstone Behavioral Health Hospital due to 2 retirements this year of 2 key staff. So this is amending the contract award to include the addition of up to 2 more positions. The contract originally funded 1 position, which was the administrator of the hospital.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Of course. Commissioner, anyone else? Thank you very much, Mr. Director, appreciate it. Department of Parks and Recreation, Director Victoria Durbin-Drake, please.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. The Department of Parks and Recreation has 2 items on the agenda, and I'll do my best to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Commissioner Leon?
Hello.
Can you elaborate a little bit on number 1?
Yes. So, as you know, earlier in the year, you voted on a contract with the USDA, who does our geese management program, in addition to many other wildlife issues that the county has. It's a 2-year program, but it is, it's, for some reason, we've been in contract, I think, for about 15 years with them, and it is a March contract that begins. So we have to adjust the appropriation accounts because it has to come from actually 3 different years, not 2.
Can we also
Good.
elaborate on number 2?
Yes.
Because I don't recall this one.
Thank you, Commissioner. Dulax is an operation that runs a tournament. They've been doing this in county parks for many years. It's lacrosse, and it's for women generally under the ages of 12. It's like U12 and under. They vary between 50 to 120 teams in various years, and they are doing it this year on one day in Oak Ridge Park in Clark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Director. Department of Public Safety, Director Andy Moran.
Good evening, Chair, members of the Board. Department of Public Safety has 3 resolutions for your consideration. I'll try and answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Seeing none, thank you very much, Director.
Thank you.
Office of the County Manager, County Manager Ed Altman.
Thank you, Chairman. I have 2 items on tonight's agenda. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the Commissioner Board? Seeing none, thank you very much, County Manager.
Chairman?
All the Commissioner-sponsored resolutions are from the entire Board. Are there any comments from my colleagues regarding any of the Commissioner-sponsored resolutions? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion was made by Commissioner Mirabella, seconded by Vice Chairwoman Kimberly Palmieri Muedad. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned for agenda.